bevo.com.
You're one of the biggest private equity investors in the UK, so you must get a lot of pitches and proposals. In fact, I've got something I'd like to show you before you leave the studio today. But I understand that it was just a few weeks ago you actually got approached on the way to the toilet by an entrepreneur. So I'm guessing that's not the approach that is the most effective.
Well, in fairness, I've no real experience base to draw on as to its relative effectiveness. It has so far resulted in quite a decent looking business plan and a proposal for a meeting, so perhaps it'll work.
So for somebody seeking private equity investment, how would they go about best approaching somebody like yourself?
Well, for me, I'm probably unusual. One of the critical bits of me that really has been a strength is I have an enormously high reading speed. So I really have no difficulty with receiving fairly large volumes of paper. So if somebody's got an idea, if they know me, great, give me a telephone call. If they don't, friendly email of a reasonable length with a proper explanation of what's going on. We'll always get a response. It's not hard to approach me with an idea. It may be hard to win me over to an idea. An incredible number of such approaches, however, are so botched that you're not going to go any further. You find deals which show that the company is only going to lose £2 million in the next 5 years, but it's raising 10 million. And you go, I wonder where the rest of the money's going. And when you ask the entrepreneur, he doesn't know. That kind of incredible gap happens quite regularly.
So you see a lot of what I call the planning gap or the execution gap. They say they're going to get to point B, but they've got no real plan as to how they're going to get there.
I mean, it's a very short summary. Good entrepreneurs are nearly always good presenters. However, it doesn't work the other way around. Good presenters aren't always good entrepreneurs. We had an enormous amount of that during the internet bubble, when very glossy, vast business plans arrived all the time. But very often behind them was some sort of idiot with a mug's guide to writing a business plan.
One of your core skills is selecting great managers and management teams for your businesses that you operate and own. So can you tell us about how can you tell if you're sitting in front of a world-class manager versus a totally incompetent one but with a great sales presentation?
Well, picking out the good presenter, lousy manager is actually quite easy. All he knows is his presentation. So what you have to do is poke in a bit of detail at a couple of the points. So this gross margin, how much of that's materials? I don't know, right. And how big is the Sunderland factory? It's questions like that. The good manager can answer. He'll have been round, he'll know his customers, he'll know what the numbers are built up. And what was the budget last year? Questions like that a good manager can answer. A bad manager absolutely can't, and it stands out. So you can always pick them. But it takes a few minutes extra, because it is one of the easiest things to do, which is to believe that good presenter equals good manager, and it doesn't.
bevo.com